Hey everyone, welcome back to eCarC. We're going to continue our build of the Tamiya Madcap. Now I wanted to show you guys something. So these are the friction shocks. The way they work is they actually have a piece of like rubber hose inside here, and this shaft goes through the rubber hose and creates a little bit of friction. So they're just bad. I'm sorry, they're bad. They look good with the, you know, the blue matches really well, but they're bad. This one feels good. This feels okay. These are not good. The front ones are just awful. You have to put the collars all the way down to get any kind of good action back, and I would think even brand new, these are not good. Anyway, so it calls out here in the manual, let's see where it is, optional parts. Well, guess what? They still make those same optional parts, and I have them. So I have these from another car that I did not use, so I'm going to install these. So the optional oil CVA shocks, dampers, I'm going to put in. In this circumstance, yes, the blue looks great, but I'm going to put the yellow ones on, and I'm going to be happy to do it because they're going to be original optional parts. And no, they're not vintage, but they're exactly the same. These could be from 1989, 1990. You would never know the difference. Actually, Tamiya still makes them exactly the same anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. We're going to start building the chassis. We have the gearbox all done. I did put the little protector here on the super stock BZ motor. It did come with it, so I figured why not. And basically you're just putting two little holes in, putting this little sock on, and comes with a little rubber band. Just come with two of these. Let's move on and start building the chassis. Okay, we have our parts laid out that we need. Looks like basically we're going to put these little brackets on that hold the arms in place. We have to get our screw pins, and looks like the body posts we put in the rear. Looks like the rear protector, the rear like bumper motor protector. Okay, let's get to building this. Okay, now the rear arms. I don't think that's a very good design because you're allowing dirt, mud, water, whatever to just sit right inside here. All right, let's get these posts in. Now let me show you something I had to do. You see this part here, which is part of the rear upright, if you want to call it a rear bulkhead. So these parts here, which you see, let's see, I don't know if you can see it on camera. These right here, these like two pins, I don't know what you want to call them, uprights or pins, or these actually go through the transmission case and screw down into the bottom of the chassis. And then there's screws that go in the top that kind of hold it together just so it's like pinched and screwed together. The problem is these are plastic and they break, and these did. So what I did was I put two longer screws in, which probably screw into about here, which is like a 1/4 inch past the brake on both of them, and I did put CA glue in. And they are very strong because I do have the long screws in. But the hop up for these is they have aluminum ones, and I'm trying to find them. Now, I doubt many people that have these cars bought them as upgrades for the Madcap. They probably just built it once, and if they cracked, they cracked, and they don't even know it because they have the screws in there or other things are holding it down. But as soon as you take these apart, I'm pretty sure on most Madcaps and Saint Dragons, these crack. So I'm going to see if I can source aluminum ones so I never have this problem again, because I do plan on keeping this one. Who knows how long. But also these are hex, so, or the octagons, I don't know, whatever, but they have to go in a certain way. So when I was screwing it back in together, I had to constantly check it to make sure it was perfect to just fit right in here. Okay, so we got our hardware out. We're ready to build the rear upright. And it looks like the battery holders go on too. Now, I know I've said this before in my videos, but do not over tighten any of the Tamiya screws. If it feels like it's done and it's at the end, just stop. It's going to go in until it stops, and that's it. You can't really go anymore. So just a little bit. So here's an example. First of all, if it was already cut into the plastic, like if you're rebuilding one, you want to like go back a little bit until you feel it lock in, because it's already made its grooves. And most of the time, like, I just do it without thinking about it, but if you've never done it before, you kind of want to keep that in mind, because if you're cutting new grooves into the plastic, you're eventually going to strip it out. Alright, so now we have our gearbox and our rear section of the chassis all mounted in there. Nice and smooth that is, with our bearings nice and tight. That should be good. Now they're both exactly the same, there's no left and right, so it doesn't matter which one we choose. And let's see, let me just tell you this, something that I do that I don't know if anybody else does. Usually what they want you to do is they want you to put these O-rings, let me see, these little O-rings here, like the ones you use for the CVA shocks, they want you to put those inside of here to give it, you know, a little bit of cushioning and space. I don't do that. What I do is I use these little, I'll put the part number in and the description right, I guess up here. And what I do is I cut them in half, and if they're not exactly in half, it's fine too, using my little cut-off tool. What I do is I will put those in here. Not sure if you can see that. Once they're in there and the dog bones are sitting on it, they don't move. And it provides a little bit of cushion. They're a little softer than the rubber bushings. Okay, there you have the finished rear. We just need some shocks on there. This actually feels really good. Just enough play, but not too much. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the front. We're going to build the front bulkhead and the upright, the front arms, and we're going to do maybe all the way through the steering, and then we'll stop when we get to the electronics. So of course my battery died and I did not get the steering linkage on video, but it's pretty basic. So let's see, like this. It feels really good, just like the Kyosho Ultima that I just did. If you haven't seen that video, please watch it. I am done with the steering. So we're gonna move on to, it looks like the electronics are next, and the steering servo, the throttle, everything put onto, it looks like the manual speed controller put onto this plate with the cover, which yes, I do have. And no, it's not cracked. Getting the steering right, the resistor. I'm going to put all of that on off camera. I will show you what I have. So I have a Futaba receiver, I have a Futaba Magnum controller, I have the original ACOMS servos that it did come with, and these actually feel great. I'm not sure what they're rated for, how good they are, but very good servos actually, as far as I can tell. Manual speed control, all the wiring, it even has the caution hot sticker still on it. Everything is in excellent condition. I did test this out, it does work. Antenna. So I'm going to get that on here off camera, and I think I might also do this off camera. Okay, so I will get back to everybody once all of that is done. Look at that beauty, guys. So here it is with the wheels and tires on, all the electronics, everything is the way it should be. It's actually completely original except for the motor, as you guys know if you're watching my videos. So the motor, I do have the original Johnson motor, and I'm not going to use it in this. I wanted something a little hotter, so I do have the Superstock BZ 23 turn motor in here, and I'm going to leave it in here for now. I really like this motor. If I decide to shelf it, I'll probably take this motor out, put it in something else, and put the Johnson back in. But for now, I am going to run it here and there, so I'm going to leave this one in. I'm not going to run it with these wheels and tires. They're too nice, too good of a condition, and I would have to glue them too, because I think with this motor especially, they would just slip. I do have my Team Blue Groove body. Actually, let me get it on. I'll put it on. It's right here. Sorry, I'm doing this, one-handed here, so I do have it all cut out and ready to go. As you can see how cool that looks. I'm going to try to lower the suspension a little bit when I put the CVAs on. Let me get the wing. Get the wing here, so you can get an idea of what it's going to look like all painted up. There we go. Look how awesome that looks. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I know a lot of you just watch the videos and you don't subscribe. That's okay too if you really want to. It gives me the views, but I would love to see more subscribers. That would be great. If there's something you think you want me to do different, or something you like and want to see, let me know. Just leave me comments. I'm always willing to talk. Yeah, you can even send me an email. My email address is, I usually put it down here somewhere in the beginning of the video. I'm really happy how this build came out, and I can't wait to get it painted up. It's been a really fun project for me because I've been waiting to get my hands on a Madcap for a long time. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. This has been a fun build for me. I really appreciate you guys giving me a like, and I will see you all in the next video.